Today I'm going to take you for a walk through the garden and show you 6 amazing early summer blooming perennials. Hi, I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings. It is mid-June right now, and I want to show you some of the beautiful blooms here in this zone 5B 6A garden in West Michigan. I think you're going to enjoy all these beautiful early summer bloomers. Deluxe Pink Lemonade. This is a beautiful Baptisia, a native perennial here in Michigan. And look at those beautiful blooms. So Pink Lemonade features blooms that start off as yellow, and as the blooms age, they turn to a beautiful shade of pink. You can see all these beautiful, nice flower spikes here. These make for a great cut flower, as well as just a beautiful addition in the garden. One thing I will say with Baptisia is they do have deep roots. So when you plant your Baptisia, you want to make for sure that you are getting them in a place that is going to be like their forever home, because once you need to have to dig these out, it's going to be a challenge. But definitely beautiful spring blooms. Love how they blow in the breeze. Check out the Decadence Pink Lemonade Baptisia. Here we have a beautiful specimen of Chantilly Lace. This is actually probably 3 plants here planted in this grouping. Chantilly Lace can be planted in full sun to full shade locations. In this particular garden setting, it is planted in a part shade location. It's hardy in zones 3 to 9, and it gets about 3 foot tall by about 3 foot wide. Look at these beautiful blooms here. It's June right now, and just look how beautiful they are, contrasting with all of the hostas that are surrounding it. In the back, there's a little Hacklinochloa, all gold grass. Really a beautiful statement piece in the garden. So if you're looking to add a little extra different texture into your shady spaces, or even into your part shady spaces, consider giving the Chantilly Lace a try. Vagina Redhead is a great native perennial, hardy in zones 5B to 9. It's a long blooming perennial. It's just such a unique and different color, and I think it's really hard to find a really nice true red to add into the garden. But this Vagina Redhead really fits the bill. This can be grown in full sun to part shade locations, and it gets about 24 inches tall by about 24 inches wide, creating a really nice mounding habit. This is also a great plant for the pollinators. So if you're looking to attract pollinators, bees, hummingbirds, butterflies to the garden, I think that this is definitely going to be one of those plants that's a must-have to get all of those beautiful little creatures of nature into the garden. Look at those beautiful blooms. Have you seen anything prettier than the Vagina Redhead? Stand By Me is hardy in zones 3 to 7, and you can see it's got kind of a unique form of flower. So typically, I don't know, at least myself, when I think of clematis, I think of these big, beautiful round blooms, but Stand By Me Lavender is a smaller nodding type bloom. Really pretty. Look at the buds. Even the buds are pretty before the flowers open. This plant gets about 4 foot tall, and depending on the trellis or the structure you have it on, it'll get about 2 foot wide or so. Likes to be planted in full sun to part shade locations, and it really is a fairly long blooming clematis throughout the summer. It's mid-June right now, and these plants are just kind of perfectly starting out here in the garden. So if you're looking to add a little bit of height to the garden that's deer resistant, rabbit resistant, and just gives a little bit of structure or form into the garden, consider giving the Stand By Me Lavender a try. Penstemon Midnight Masquerade is a beautiful early summer bloomer. It's mid-June right now, and look at those beautiful flowers. This is hardy in zones 3 to 8, and it gets a little over 2 foot tall, maybe about 30 inches tall or so, and about 24 inches wide. This here is a mass planting of, I believe there's about 5 plants out here in the trial garden. This is a great native plant that is great for the pollinators, the hummingbirds, the butterflies, the bees. They all love these light pink, light lavender, purple tubular flowers. Really a beautiful plant in this garden. When it's not blooming, this is kind of one of those twofer plants. It's got the flowers now here in June, but it's got great deep dark burgundy foliage that even when the flowers are done flowering, the foliage looks amazing in the garden. You see it against all these greens, and that foliage just pops. So really a great plant, not only for its flowers, but for its foliage color as well. What a beautiful addition out here in the garden. And look at it, it's paired with that Sambucus laced up. That's pretty cool. They kind of mimic each other nicely with both having that dark foliage and the white flowers. Really a pretty look. I wanted to make for sure that I could show you the Delphinium. They are just I don't know, I love Delphinium. They're like the richest, bluest color in the garden. These here are just starting to open, so they're not super far along quite yet, but the color is just so vibrant. So there's several different types of Delphinium. Some only get about 12 inches tall. These will probably get more like 4 to 5 foot tall. So definitely nice tall Delphinium. I'd recommend growing them up against a fence to give them some support, or like in this garden, they have them all staked so that the wind doesn't crack them and blow them over. So however you choose to do your Delphinium, if it's up against a fence, if it's staked, I grow mine in tomato cages to give them their support. They are a great reblooming perennial that gives you nice shades of blue throughout the summer. They like to be grown in full sun to part shade locations, and they're deer and rabbit resistant and a pollinator friendly plant. Look at those beautiful spikes of blue. I don't know about you, but I am planting a few more Delphinium in my gardens. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.